So I just want to check in because I just got off the phone with an organization that helps with LGBT discrimination, and I was told to call in between 9 and 3 today and talk to someone in English, and I just did a pocho English, and of course there was no one there to talk to me in English, and then I went through a 15-minute conversation in Spanish and continually needing to ask them to slow down and re-explain things and of course that not being responded to, and they just continue talking, and it's very frustrating for me because I want to understand. It's very difficult with the quality of this phone. So I put on headsets so that I can hear and isolate out the background noises. But it's very difficult when someone is speaking quickly and you can't read lips or anything, which is, of course, the problem during the pandemic is all the masks and stuff. So you just hear like this. And this is very important information. These are things that I need to know in order to fight this discrimination. And so it's frustrating. I wish my Spanish were better and I could understand easier on the phone, but it's just not the situation as it stands right now. So I need to find somebody who can go into the offices, which is another thing that I should not be doing. And I explained to them that the last time I visited their offices that nobody was wearing their mask. And they had, the security, the receptionist, and even the security guy got mad at me because she didn't see me use the sanitation liquid. And I was like, I used it, but you're not wearing a mask, and neither is she, and neither are any of the employees walking through the front door of your building in the middle of a pandemic. And then they wanted me to go into this office where there were already 3 people in this closed space, and there was no air circulation or anything. Anyway, so now I have to find somebody who's willing to go through this with me. So I will be visiting a lawyer's office to talk to her. She is telling me that not to do the denunciation on the computer, as I was instructed yesterday by Conopred, because basically what will happen is they will send an appointment to him, and he will go there and he will say whatever he wants to say, and they'll just tell him not to do it anymore. And that's the solution, that right there. So the point of going to the lawyer is to have them denounced as a hate crime, and that denunciation can be put up in the streets and in the building. She said, of course, the danger is that will just inflame the attacks even more. So I'm not really exactly sure what it is that I'm supposed to do. And we don't even have the name of the guy, because when the police came after the attack, they took the mother's name and they took my name. And the lawyer said, I bet the mother pretended to be old and frail. And I was like, yeah. And she was talking about her little kids and how terrified they were of me and everything. And then she's like, yeah, that's a tactic that people would use. So anyway, we're just trying to get to a point of some resolution on this. And of course, the paperwork for my visa renewal, the person who was working with me to fill this out misspelled my name, so it was rejected. So tomorrow I have to go back to the immigration offices and start the entire process all over again. At least now I know what the process is, so that will reduce some of the stress of it. But it's very frustrating. I continue to be super frustrated with experiences of justice in Mexico and everything. And I know that's a little ironic considering what's going on in the United States right now as well. It's an interesting balance between justice systems and what kind of justice is available. But I tell you what, if this had happened in the United States, that guy would have been in jail the day it happened. And we would have already been to court most likely for this. And here I am over a month later having to suffer this idiocy next door, modify my schedule and my life to avoid any interactions with them, install lighting in the hallway so that I can see my door when I approach it and make sure that he's not standing there. Yeah, I mean, this is life right now. and I am really, really, really trying to practice radical acceptance. But in moments like this, it becomes even more difficult. But I'm gonna do my best. So that's where we stand right now with hate crime in Mexico, and we'll continue to fight.